Good morning, everyone, and welcome to this year's Lady Takekokujo and Lady Yoshiko Ohtani's memorial service. And we are going to chant Sanbujo, followed by the chanting of Juseige. We are going to read Threefold Refuge, and I'm going to give the Dharma Talk. So please join me in Gassho. Please put your palms together. Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu, Namanda Butsu, Namanda Butsu, Namanda Butsu, Namanda Butsu. We gathered here today to observe a memorial service for Lady Takekokujo and Lady Yoshiko Ohtani. May the fragrance of the incense teaches us the purity of our intentions. May the beauty of the flowers offered remind us of the delicate truth of life's impermanence. May the light that burns brightly on the altar lead our thoughts to Amida's light of wisdom, which dispels the darkness of our selfishness. Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namanda Butsu, Namanda Butsu, Namanda Butsu. Nam. 華厳調整願、一心無浄土、志願不満足、政府上昇学、我を無量公、不意大聖主、不祭小便具、政府上昇学、が史上仏道、妙正長実法、不教未証門、政府上昇学、利欲人少年、上映修本業、四愚無浄土、異生天人師、人力現代公、不生無才道、頂上三空妙、法祭修薬難、回避知恵言、滅死根毛案、永息小悪道、通達全宗門、高僧上満足、異様老実法、日月修十期、天候音符言、異種解放像、法制空読法、上王大集中、鉄砲四式、供養一切仏、空足習得本、観念失量満、得意三害を、妙仏無下知、通達未不詳、感覚へ力、投資最小尊、志願薬国家、大仙の感動、国書天人、東鎮妙慶、ナマンダブ、ナマンダブ、ナマンダブ、ナマンダブ、ナマンダブ、ナマンダブ、願意識読、平等聖祭、道本菩大神、往生、安楽公。ナマンダーブツナマンダーブツナマンダーブツナマンダーブツナマンダーブツナマンダーブツナマンダーブツナマンダーブツナマンダーブツナマンダーブツナマンダーブツ。 Now we are going to read the Threefold Refuge. Difficult is it to receive a human form? Now we are living it. Difficult is it to hear the Dharma of the Buddha? Now we hear it. If we do not cross over to the truth in the present life, in what life shall we cross over? Let us with sincerity and true reverence take refuge in the three treasures of the truth. I take refuge in the Buddha. May we, together with all sentient beings, awaken to the great way of enlightenment and to the unsurpassed intent of Amida Buddha. I take refuge in the Dharma. May we, together with all sentient beings, enter the storehouse of the Dharma, becoming like the wisdom ocean. I take refuge in the Sangha. May we, together with all sentient beings, become units in true accord, in harmony with all things. The peerless, profound, and wondrous Dharma is rare to encounter, even in many hundreds and thousands of kalpas. Now we are privileged to hear and receive it. Let us thoroughly understand the true meaning of the Tathagata's teaching. Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namanda Butsu, Namanda Butsu, Namanda Butsu, Nam. At first, I would like to share a Wasan poem written by Shin and Shonin. So please join me in Gassho. Please put your palms together. 南無阿弥陀仏を唱れば、実法無料の諸仏は、百獣千獣異業して、喜び守りたもうなりと。When we say 南無阿弥陀仏, the countless Buddhas throughout the 10 quarters, surrounding us 100-fold, 1,000-fold, rejoice in and protect us. 南無阿弥陀仏、南無阿弥陀仏、南無阿弥陀仏、ナマンダ仏、ナンマンダ仏。Good morning again, everyone, and welcome to today's Lady Takekokujo and Lady Yoshiko Ohtani's memorial service. You know, this is actually the Dharma talk I gave 3 years ago, but I suppose no one remembers it, or no one bothers themselves to find my talk online, going through 600 videos. But I thought this talk explains the life of Lady Takekokujo well, so let me share this talk with you again. Lady Takekokujo is a daughter of the 21st Gomonshu, or head priest, Hosan Ohtani, and she helped her sister-in-law, Kazuko Ohtani, establishing Buddhist Bukkyo Fujinkai, and now, which is known as Buddhist Women's Association. And Lady Yoshiko Ohtani was the wife of 23rd Gomonshu, Koso Ohtani. She visited the United States after the World War II to cheer up the followers of Jodo Shinshu. So that is one of the reasons we observe memorial service for Lady Yoshiko Ohtani. And going back to Lady Takekokujo, there are 4 reasons we observe memorial service for Lady Takekokujo. 1, establishment of BWA, one of the most reliable association among any Buddhist temples. And I don't think many temples can survive without help of BWA ladies. So thank you very much for BWA ladies for helping the temple and keeping the temple vitalized. And 2, establishment of Kyoto Women's University that gave women a place to speak up, be active, and learn. And 3rd, her spirit of Dharma to help many people who lost their homes or injured by the Kanto earthquake, which occurred in 1923. And finally, the reconstruction of Tsukiji Hongwanji in Tokyo. Tsukiji Hongwanji was completely destroyed by the Kanto earthquake. Because of Lady Kujo's effort, Tsukiji Hongwanji is able to serve as the center of propagation of Nembutsuge path in Tokyo now. So Lady Takekokujo was quite an active woman, and her character came from her father, Hosan Ohtani. The time Koso Ohtani became Gomonshu was the time of change. He became Gomonshu in 1871. And that is the fourth year of Meiji period. And for those who are not familiar with Japanese history, Japan was ruled by samurais until 1867. And Meiji period is the beginning of modernization. The government tried to get rid of the traditions from the ages of samurai and try to catch up with the Western countries. However, there are always good side and bad side to the things. One of the awful policies of the Meiji government was to make Shinto as national religion. That led to the anti-Buddhist movement around middle of 1870s. They took the religious freedom away from people and forced people to admire emperor as descendant of Japanese god. By the way, does any of your family from Kagoshima Prefecture, or have you ever visited Kagoshima before? Kagoshima experienced most severe anti-Buddhist movement, and over 1,500 temples had to close down because of it. And many Buddhists lost their center of belief. And I am supposing that this anti-Buddhist movement was one of the reasons which Issei's, the first generation Japanese, decided to move to the United States. Of course, this is not only the reason, but I'm sure this is one of the reasons. But anyway, the Meiji government appointed Hosan Ohtani to be the highest rank of Shinto priest of Institute of Shinto Teaching in 1872. The reason of appointing him was to disband Buddhism, or disband Buddhist organizations such as Hongwanji. However, we were fortunate enough to have strong leader like Hosan Ohtani. He decided to separate Jodo Shinshu organization from the institute. And ironically, the Meiji government appointing Hosan Ohtani in the position led to the disbandment of the institute. So because of these experiences, Hosan Ohtani emphasized the importance of religious educations, and he established many schools. And Lady Takekokujo grew up as a daughter of this energetic Hosan Ohtani. She was raised as a daughter of Gomonshu-sama, the daughter of the head priest of one of the biggest tradition in Japan. So she had to learn many things like tea, flower arrangement, and poetry. She had to be a good girl. And I thought one of the stories from her childhood is really cute. This is from her collection of essays titled Muyuge, Flower Without Sorrow. And she wrote as, I had to take koto lesson, but I hated it. So when it came to the time of koto lesson, I hid myself in the closet until someone finds me. But I loved tea ceremony lessons because I was able to have sweets. I often made tea and brought it to my father. I was staring at my father's face and waited him to praise me as, oh, this is really delicious tea, but you made tea well. He knew that I was waiting his words of praise, so he couldn't help smiling at me and often gave me sweets as rewards. That is why I started to love tea lessons. This episode reminds me of Aoi and Hikaru. They love to help something because they know that Namiko and I praise them like, oh, you are such a nice child, or you help us really well. And sometimes they get sweets or something as a reward. So Takeko really loved her father, Hosan Ohtani. But unfortunately, when Takeko was 17 years old, Hosan Ohtani had to leave this world at the age of 52. because of the kidney disease. So that was her first experience of separation from loved ones. In the collections of her essays, Miyuge, she wrote as, I felt as if I was in between a dream and the reality. I cried and cried, holding his hands, shouted, Daddy, Daddy. And what supported her was the teaching of the Pure Land and the teaching of our loved ones who have passed away before us, becoming Buddha. I'm not a specialist or a researcher of Lady Takekokujo, so I am not sure how she came up with the words of Seiya, which is now a gatha we sing. But the second verse of Seiya probably came from the Wasan poem, which I shared at the beginning. So let me share the Wasan poem again. When we say Namo Amida Butsu, the countless Buddhas throughout the 10 quarters, surrounding us 100-fold, 1,000-fold, rejoicing and protect us. Now let me share the second verse of Seiya. More numerous than the sons of the Ganges are the Buddhas. When I hear that they watch over us night and day, my heart is filled with peace. So separation from our loved one is one of the hardest experiences in our lives. But by accepting as they became Buddha, protect us and watch over us night and day, our heart will fill with ease and comfort and peace. And I think Lady Kujo remembered about her father when she said, Namo Amida Butsu. She must have cried so many times by remembering him, but she also felt peace by realizing that he became Buddha and watching over her night and day. Lady Takekokujo, she also had to leave this world at a young age. She was only 41 years old. She had to leave this world before her mother, Fujiko, passed away. On February 7th, 1928, Lady Kujo called her mother, Fujiko, to her pillow side and asked Fujiko to put her forehead to Takeko's forehead. And she said, Nammandab, Nammandab. Thank you for coming to see me. I'm sorry that I have to go before you, but it cannot be helped since we are living in the world of impermanence. I am going to see my father for the first time in 25 years. Please be well and enjoy the teaching of Nembutsuge. And Fujiko replied, I'm old and slow that I'll be late, but I will catch up with you. Then Takeko's brother Koji came to the pillow side, so she asked him to give a Dharma talk. At the end of the Dharma talk, Koji shared a Wasan poem written by Shinran Shonin. 安楽浄土に至る人、五辱悪世に帰りては、釈迦麦仏のごとくにて、利悪衆生は極もなし。Those who reach the pure land of happiness return to this evil world of the 5 defilements, where like the Buddha Shakyamuni, they benefit sentient beings without fail. And Koji said, Shinran Shonin told us as this was some poem. So please come back to this world to teach us the truth, just like Shakyamuni Buddha. I'll be waiting for you. Then Takeko replied, Mata kimasu. I will come again. And that was Takeko's last word. Since the childhood, Takeko was daddy's girl. It must have been really hard to experience the separation from her loving father at the young age. However, the teaching of the Pure Land and becoming a Buddha supported her throughout her lifetime. And when I read the words of Seiya, I feel that how Takeko found peace in hearing the teaching of Nembutsuge. She felt as if her father is always watching over her as a Buddha. And that gave her energies to do outstanding works, such as establishing one of the first Buddhist women's university in Japan, reconstruction of Tsukiji Hongwanji, and the establishment of Buddhist Women's Association. So, at last, I like to share one of the poems written by Lady Takekokujo. 消えずてあれ、亡き世の後も我というものの残せる一筋の跡。Even if I leave, the path which I left will be indelible. And I hope we will keep the path which Lady Takekokujo left us, and we hand it down to the next generations. So thank you all for attending today's service. And in closing, please join me in Gassho. Please put your palms together. When we say Namo Amida Butsu, the countless Buddhas throughout the 10 quarters, surrounding us 100-fold, 1,000-fold, rejoice in and protect us. Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namanda Butsu, Namanda Butsu, Namanda Butsu, Namanda Butsu. And now we are going to sing a Seiya. This video I shared a few times before, but this is a video of me playing a Seiya. But I believe I had put the lyrics or the words of the Seiya in the video too. So please sing along if you know Seiya. And this concludes today's Lady Takekokujo and Lady Yoshiko Ohtani's memorial service. And we are going to have a Dharma school today. Dharma school is going to be in person today. So please come to the temple, and I will see you there if you are a Dharma school student or a Dharma school parent. And if not, I will see you next week for the Sunday service, Shotsuki monthly memorial service, and Nirvana Day. So I hope you will have a wonderful week and hope to see you next Sunday. So thank you for attending today's service.